Hey guys, another video for the Crime and Emergency Services in Japan playlist. We've got some people who watch our videos who are rather keen on the emergency vehicles, so we thought you might appreciate this. A little bit of a tour of a couple of Japanese fire appliances. We're told this is an old vehicle that isn't used so much anymore, but it's sort of a bit of a utility vehicle with a little portable pump on the back. A bit of random gear that they use for small jobs occasionally, but apparently not so much anymore. Then they've got this spectacular machine, which is a pump. Fairly standard sort of appliance, isn't it? People that recognise these sorts of machines from other countries would recognise most of this. See the big filter on the hose there, so they can throw that hose into a creek or into a pond. But this is something different. Look at this. Some of you might recognize, we had a video in an old village and we showed a very old hand pump, the pump by hand that was used in the old style in the Edo period and before. And this is a modern version of that, and the idea is that they can pull this out of the back of the truck and push it down tiny little streets, because there's obviously still a lot of small streets in Japan that you can't get a truck down. So they can pull this out and just wheel it by hand down into little side streets and hook up the hoses, and off they go. So isn't that amazing? It's sort of like a modern version of the old, wooden hand pump that used to be used, 200 years ago. So quite amazing, isn't it? Just because, as we've showed you before in our videos, there's a lot of tiny little streets around Japan that you can't get any vehicle down at all, no matter how small. So that's the solution. It's pretty cool, isn't it? So inside the vehicle, breathing apparatus there and so on. All very neat and tidy, as you'd expect. And this is a tanker. Again, fairly standard. Emergency services people from around the world to recognise most of what's going on here. 119 is the number for fire in Japan, for fire and ambulance. That's the Tokai. This place is in Tokai, and that's the little mascot for Tokai, so that's why it's on the fire truck. So there it was. That's one for our people are following our emergency services playlist. Hope you found that interesting. More videos coming soon.